on the heat. The world spins around while I'm frozen to my seat. The people that I know all keep on rolling down the street. But every day is different, so I'm switching up the beat. Cause my parents came with nothing, they gotta live.
All right, so I'd like to now introduce my co-host and the man who literally basically did it 99% of everything. Also, by the way, my husband, and now it's legal everywhere, James Wesley! Hi, honey.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, we got a lot of acts. Hold it, hold it.
We're back
We're back. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Hashtag we have aged. Speaking of aging, James basically lost his voice for the last 4 days, so this is the first time he's trying to speak tonight. So how crazy is it going to sound, honey? Anything? Okay, so I'll be doing all the talking as usual.
No!
He's got it back.
Okay.
No applause, Mark.
Okay, so we've got, okay.
James spent all weekend writing the script while I was in
I haven't
doing
used
my
my
show.
voice in 5 days, so I put it all into the most dense script we have ever had. And we've got a lot to cover. Okay, we've got a very special show for you tonight.
Yes.
But we figured we couldn't go forward unless we looked back, right? And the details are in your program about how it all started with me and Seth. But this is going to be the Cliff Notes version real quick, okay? So for any good story, you need to know the when. So
When?
Seth hasn't seen any of this.
I haven't seen any of this.
And where, right? And the what, how, and why, they're all rolled into one called funding cuts. There you go.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
that leaves us with the who, right? And in civil rights and human rights and grassroots movements, the who is the most important part, I think. And of course, the who, well, it began with me and Seth. But then the other who were 4 incredible women that in April of 2015 I had never met before. The first one was Susan Grunberg. That's right. She was the executive director of You Gotta Believe at the time. Mary Keene, the program director of You Gotta Believe.
Mary Keene.
Regina Calcaterra, board member of You Gotta Believe.
Regina.
And Gretchen Beidel, a parent from You Gotta Believe.
Gretchen.
I had never heard of any of them before in April of 2015. By the end of that month, and definitely by the time we got to June and we did the first show, oh my gosh, I just went through the emails, the hundreds and hundreds of emails. It was incredible. But I met them first because of this.
Yeah, what happened? Wait,
It's our
seriously?
change.org petition.
Wait, hold on.
And you'll hear about that later. Seth, just stay with me.
Okay.
That's a change.org petition. While we were also working on this, a PSA, which you'll also hear about later. But at the end of that month, only 3 weeks after meeting these women, this happened. I've got emails.
Oh, wait, to Jordan Roth, subject from James said to
see
his
that.
husband.
Hi, Jordan. I'm writing because we need your help. And no, this isn't one of those spam emails asking for money to be wired immediately because we've been mugged. We got to start with a joke when you're asking for a Broadway theater for free. I tell them about the change.org petition Seth and I started because we were pissed about funding cuts that we'll tell you about later. Yada, yada, yada. Here we go. Anyway, I spoke to Kevin Ryan from Covenant House on Friday. He said a benefit, the kind that Seth does really well, would not only help raise much-needed money, but could shine some light on the problem as well as pressure the mayor to restore the funding. That part didn't work.
Oh, right, we didn't get the funding restored.
Jordan, I'm going to be bold and ask if you could donate one of your theaters on Monday night, perhaps June 29th. I know it's soon, but I think if we start planning now, we could get some big stars involved, as well as get coverage on Entertainment Tonight. Seth had just gotten hired to cover the Tonys. And possibly People, just Hagel is a friend. What do you think? Thanks for considering. Sincerely, James. Email 2. Only minutes later. Hi, James. Thanks for reaching out and for working to change the situation for so many New York City kids. We would be happy to donate space. Warmly, Jordan.
Wow.
Minutes later, I write to Gretchen and Regina. As soon as I emailed Jordan Roth, president of Jujamson Theaters, he wrote me back and said we could have one of the Broadway theaters for the benefit. I have no idea how much money we'll raise, but it would be a huge opportunity to bring attention to foster kids in New York City. And most importantly, we would invite the mayor and his wife. And I think after our night on Broadway, he would be hard-pressed to not restore funding.
Yeah, this is the former mayor, and he did not restore anything.
Maybe I'm naive. I was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it would be great to get a list of celebrities from film, TV, music, theater who would be potential stars for that night. In other words, folks who are in foster care who've been adopted, like Charlene Tilton, Rosie Perez. Excited, James. And they wrote back, it's really happening.
Oh, that's an amazing cue. Yes, James, it is all happening. Right, Arielle Jacobs?
To the Listen up, this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna gather up every big star we know. We'll get vertical till we get vertigo. Let's show them all how to put on a show. We need the very best stars we can find. They gotta be strong and they gotta be fine. Do what you gotta do, wine and dine. But keep this in mind. Imagine the lights, imagine the people. Imagine all of the cheering of the crowd. Imagine the joy, imagine the freedom. gonna be Broadway stars and families from YGB. Gonna be the best show that's ever been seen. We need some new dudes joining our team. We need the very best stars we can find. It's gonna be hard and it's gonna take time, but if we stay on our grind, the world is gonna watch us shine. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Don't say no. Let's go. Imagine the lights, imagine the people, imagine all the cheering of the crowd, imagine the joy, imagine the freedom. It's all happening, and all of the changes. Imagine making these families proud. As we see YGB out loud. It's all happening, and the truth is, we can do this if we start right now and pursue this. It's all happening. We'll get through this, and we know this. So let's go, put the whole world on notice. Who's in? I'm in, 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 I'm in. We can leave behind the world we know. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Whoa, we gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's all happening now.
Arielle Jacobs and my amazing singers are all coming back. Arielle, we love you.
Love you, love you.
Brava. She's not just Imelda Marcos.
Woo!
Girl I love people.
Hey, Seth, this would be a good time to ask people to donate.
Okay, it's two things we want to say. A, we're live streaming this event for the first time ever tonight.
Yes.
So we have no problems with you getting on your phones right now and posting on your social media, not X, to please go to, don't get me started on that. Go to starsinthehouse.com. If everyone just goes to starsinthehouse.com, they could watch us around the world and they could be donating. And you're going to really you're really going to see why we need donations. But first, just post at starsinthehouse.com. And also, you guys can start donating too. Don't we have like something? Yeah, you can just scan that and start donating ASAP. Jack Plotnick, I know you have money and you can donate. Go, James.
So now you know from those emails how we got the theater. But what about that change.org petition, the one that Seth wasn't quite sure what it was? Well,
Yeah.
we'll explain it right now. So we were upset. Funding had been cut to 2 organizations for their work with finding older foster kids forever families. It was YGB, of course, but also COAC, the New York City Council, the New York Council on Adoptable Children. Yes, there was someone before YGB. Just get over it. And soon, this happened. All right, Seth, these are your emails.
Well,
Number one.
I'm reading my own
You're
email?
going to read it, yes.
Okay. Hi, Seth. Why is it to me?
You'll find out.
Okay. Hi,
He is
Seth.
literally, by the way, because I've been on vocal rest for 5 days, Seth doesn't really know what's happening
No,
right
I'm not
now.
acting. I really don't know what's
He's
happening.
not acting.
Hi, Seth. Hope you're doing well. I'm a comms manager. It's such business talk. I don't know what that means. Here at change.org. So nice to meet you. Earlier today, a reporter at A+, a social news organization dedicated to highlighting social issues, sharing breaking news, and creating original entertaining content, reached out to us and is interested in chatting with you about your change.org petition. Would you be interested in chatting with him or with any other reporters, yes, who might be interested in your story? Let me know, and if so, please send me your best contact info. Thanks so much. Cheers, Sherri Saum. Wow, I remember that.
And then the next email.
What the hell happened? So I wrote back, yes, yes, yes. Very Liza, say yes. Thank you. Also, 1010 Wins contacted us, and they were trying to find the petition by searching, but couldn't. Is there a way I could tag it so it's searchable? Okay.
Email number 3.
Hi, Seth. That's great. I just sent your email address over to Isaac from A+, who'll be reaching out to you shortly. I've created a short URL for you that you can use to easily direct reporters and supporters to your petition. This was, again, because the city had cut funding to You Gotta Believe. It was infuriating. Hope this short link helps. Cheers, Sherri Saum.
And then this is what I got from Seth.
What?
All those forwarded emails, and he said, go. And that's how all those hundreds and hundreds of emails happened. So the next morning...
Wait, what do you mean, those hundreds of emails?
Well, in other words, because you were like, you had that exchange, Seth, with change.org, and then you were like, here you go, James, someone has to make money in the household. And then
you started sending emails.
Exactly.
Oh, so I did the fun, glamorous part, and then you did all the work. Yeah.
Everyone will see that again in a minute. Okay. So the next morning, I first sent an email to COAC, because I'm loyal. I was with them first.
My girl.
And then 1 minute later, I sent the exact same email to Susan at YGB asking for stories to help substantiate our charges that kids were not being served properly in the system. And the result, well, people just started to put up their own stories. It was really clear that people needed to have a platform for their voice. And it's not that I didn't hear from COAC, because I did, but they're a really wonderful organization. But YGB, with those 4 women, including Gretchen Beidel, they were like that. And they were like, we're not letting you go. So the truth is that those 4 women...
Yeah, so that first event raised money for COAC and for YGB, which, by the way, stands for You Gotta Believe. I can't send acronyms. I saw a whole post about POTO. I'm like, anyway, POTO stands for Phantom of the Opera? Anybody? Nobody. But anyway, YGB is You Gotta Believe. If you don't know, go. Sorry.
But once we saw that the petition had taken off and the power of giving people a platform, Seth and I were determined to make their voices even louder. So Seth did what he likes to do. He did a, watch this moment.
I'm always like, watch this. What did I do,
And he reached out to some friends. Read these friends, Seth, that you wrote to, who helped us.
Oh, right. Look at all these people that signed the, oh, wow. Megan Hilty, Dina Menzel, or as Anna Pascal calls her Idina. It drives me crazy. Adina Menzel, Laura Benanti, Lauren Graham, Mia Vardalis, Anika Larsen, Noah Racy, Alysha Umphress, Julie Halston, Chris Jackson. Wow, and all these people tweeted. Audrey McDonald, Lynn Manuel, Rosie Perez, Judd Apatow. Wow, Perez Hilton, Hunter Bell, Kristen Johnson.
You had forgotten all that, right, Seth?
No, I completely don't remember any of this. No.
So that was Seth's watch this moment.
By the way, I did a watch this backstage because Rosie Perez said, is it true that Billy Porter is doing MAME? And I was like, watch this. And I texted him right before the show. I'll tell you what he writes back. Go.
So many stars have said yes over the last 10 years.
To helping out YGB.
Yeah, to donating their time. And once they find out that it's You Gotta Believe and the incredible organization it is that you're going to find out about throughout the night, it's not hard to get a yes. And we're always so grateful to all of them. And we're so humbled that we've got such incredible friends that say yes. And I know you're not supposed to have favorites, but you sometimes can't help it. And one of our favorites opened our 2016 show with All That Jazz and brought down the house.
No, I know why, but I love my life and all that jazz.
Oh my God. She was in her late 80s doing all that sassafras.
So the year began losing Cheetah. And I don't know about you, but 2024 has been a really hard year. And it's been a year where you really realize not only do you need friends, but you really realize the importance of family. So tonight, we're going to hear from Jennifer Pender, the executive director of You Gotta Believe.
Yes.
To tell us why, even in these times, even with the hard year that 2024 has been, that there's a reason to have hope, because organizations like You Gotta Believe exist to not only help the children, but help the families and help them heal and grow. Please welcome Jennifer Pender.
Hi, Jennifer.
All right, how's everybody feeling? So good to see everybody. Hi, James. Hi, Seth. Oh, my God.
Hi, Jennifer.
So appreciate these two. Hi, Seth. How are you?
You know, we sort of started this like everybody knows everything, but there are people watching the live stream that are just here for the Broadway aspect. So what the hell does You Gotta Believe do?
It's a really good question. I know we have a lot of...
Here, come center on zero, as we say on Broadway.
Thank you. You got to get me straight. So I know we have a lot of longtime friends in here know exactly what we do, but like you said, for our newbies, You Gotta Believe was founded in 1995 by Mr. Pat O'Brien right here in the front row. Yes, shout out to Pat. So almost 30 years, we've been centering our mission around older youth in foster care who need permanent families. I know a lot of people don't realize that that is even the situation, right? Unfortunately, there are youth who lose their parents for a number of different reasons, and we won't need to get into that, but the bottom line, that is never the kid's fault, and that they end up without a family. And so we work with the youth to find them a permanent loving family so that they have the support that they need for their entire lives. And so since '95, we've matched about over 400 kids with permanent families. We've trained over, 1,000 parents to become permanent parents, permanent loving parents to our youth. And we have a really robust post-placement program. And first, before I get into that, I want to talk about our team. I have the most amazing expert team that, listen, this is not a 9-to-5 job. It's nights and weekends. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. They're experts in the field. They're credible messengers. They've lived it. And the fact of the matter is that we work in a system, the child welfare system is broken, and they do not prioritize older youth in foster care. And that's the reason why Pat O'Brien started this organization. And so once we place a youth in a family, it doesn't stop there. I mean, we're there for our families for as long as they need us. You know, we extend the commitment to our families in the same way we expect our families to commit to our youth. And one major part of that support that you and I talk about a lot is our relatively new mental health program. My clinical director, Emily, sitting over there, that was her dream. So we have these highly qualified, adoption competent therapists on staff, and I can speak to that because I'm an adopted person. My parents are in here somewhere. Hey, Mom and Dad. So because I don't want to put them through the ringer too much, I have been in adoption competent therapy, and it's very different from traditional therapy. You know, we, as adopted people, we deal with different issues that are very unique, and you need to be highly trained to be able to work with people through that. So we're grateful to have that program.
I remember when we were talking about, when we were training to be foster parents, they said, you know, a lot of people think when the kid comes over, he's going to be so happy. It's like, I'm in a new home, but the kid is like in a new home, doesn't have his family anymore, and as parents, you want to be like, how dare you not be happy? And that's where the therapy helps, because it trains you.
That's exactly right.
And the other thing is, by the way, if people don't know like what's so wrong with foster care, you age out of foster care at either 18 or 21, and after that, you have nothing. So even your foster parents have no responsibility towards you. So in other words, you're 18 or 21 years old, you have nobody to call, nobody to help you with money, nobody just to give you advice, nothing. Imagine being that age and having nobody older to help you.
Or for holidays, or for advice, or anything. It doesn't stop at 18 or 21, so it's so crucial.
So this is our 10th one. It's been almost 10 years.
Yes.
What has changed at You Gotta Believe over those 10 years?
Well, first of all, we're just so immensely grateful that you've been doing this for so long. I mean, this has become the backbone of our organization. And 10 years ago, we didn't know if our doors were going to remain open. And thankfully, you two swooped in. And here we are 10 years later. We're solid. We're extending our services, and we're placing more and more youth and families. And so this is a celebration, these 10 years of all that you've done for us and all the funds that you've raised for us. So we're in a much different place than we were 10 years ago.
Thank you, Jennifer. And Jennifer, when I was going through all the emails, there have been, speaking of 10 years, there have been sponsors who have been with this, Voices, from the very beginning.
Time.
I think we need to do some shout-outs right here.
Do the shout-outs.
Why don't you start the first one?
Okay, well, of course, we're Tom and Karen, our underwriting sponsors.
And Tom and Karen.
Underwriting sponsors feels too technical. They're our friends. They've supported us for years and years. They've hosted a number of events at their house, and we're just so grateful for you both. Thank you so much.
Of course, we love them. We have to thank our pal and a big Broadway fan and creator of the amazing Vera Bradley brand, Barbara Beckert. Hi,
Yes,
Barbara.
Hey, Barbara. There she is.
We love our Barbara. Oh, hey, girl.
And, of course, Charter Communications, which they've been with us so long, their name has changed. So back then it was Time Warner. Now they're Charter Communications. Their whole team, not just on the corporate side, but personally, we've had a lot of donations from the team there. So we're so grateful for Charter Communications.
Thank you, Charter.
And Gretchen Beidel, Michael Wilner, you've become part of our family. We love you. You've been here from the beginning, way before even I met, but we wanted to have to give a shout-out to you.
And you're also our therapist. We literally had a therapy session with Gretchen this weekend. Thank you, Gretchen, for the therapy session.
You go ahead and take over.
All right. Warner Brothers Discovery, I know they're in the house, so they've supported us.
Yes.
Again, they were Discovery, and then as Warner Brothers Discovery, I know Dennis and Ewan and Priscilla are in here, so they've been some amazing supporters for us as well.
And I got to give a shout out to Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS. Tom Viola always comes through for us. We love our Tom. And of course, Phil Bursch at Playbill. Playbill's been so helpful to us. Thank you, Playbill.
And A&E, longtime supporters as well since 2015.
And our very first, the person, and when we didn't know if it was going to happen. You know, we had to raise the money. And the first person to say yes, I believe, was Jonathan and Lizzie Tisch, who still support us today through donating rooms at Lowe's Hotels.
Always,
so
when we have people fly in, they're like, we'll give you rooms. They're so great.
Yes. And of course, all of our youth, our families, our governing board, our associate board, our board of believers, and of course, my whole staff. So thank you all. We couldn't do this without you. And then everybody in here, all of you are supporters, whether you're a new supporter or you're a longtime supporter, we're really grateful.
And watching the live stream right now, wouldn't it be great as you're watching the live stream to make a donation? What the hell else are you doing? So you go to yougotabelieve.org and make a donation. It would really help. And by the way, the whole staff she's talking about, they're all basically from the foster care system.
That's
and now
right.
they have these amazing jobs there. So they really have lived it. And they're like, I know what it was like. It's not like people saying, I heard it's like this. They were there.
They've lived it. They've walked the walk and they talked the talk.
Jennifer, before we bring out our next guest, there was a transformational gift.
That's right.
That was given a couple of years ago. Can you go ahead and talk about that?
Sure. So I know many of you have heard of Willie Garson, amazing and very talented actor. He's been in Sex and the City, White Collar. His list of it goes on and on. For
I just saw
miles.
him on Cheers, like an early
Right,
episode of
exactly.
Cheers, yeah.
IMDb is insane. Sadly, we lost Willie 3 years ago, and he was important to us for so many reasons. But Willie formed his family by adopting his son Nathan from foster care. I know Nathan is in here, so glad Nathan can make it. And he just became a staunch advocate for adopting from foster care, and he did everything he could to spread the word. These two introduced us to Willie, so we immediately pulled him into our advisory board, and he hit the ground running. I mean, he was doing interviews. Any chance he got to spread the word about our mission, and not just about YGB, but just about for foster youth across the country. And so when he passed away, his good friend David Zaslav at Warner Brothers Discovery, to honor Willie's legacy for all the advocacy has done, he made a $300,000 donation to You Gotta Believe, and that was then doubled by all of Willie's friends, families, and fans, really. So that's made an enormous impact. So thank you to Warner Brothers Discovery.
Isn't that great?
And Mr. Zaslav couldn't be here today, but I'm thrilled to share a little message that he brought for us.
Ooh, I haven't seen this.
You Gotta Believe is a terrific organization that I was introduced to by Willie many years ago. He would talk often about how it changed his life with Nathaniel and how important it was for him to go on this mission to try and have that same effect on so many other kids in America. So I got involved with him. It's been a wonderful experience. It's an extraordinary organization. I wish I could be there to celebrate tonight and just take a moment to talk about how much we all miss Willie and the impact that he had on You Gotta Believe and the impact that he had on so many of us. He was an extraordinary guy. So have a wonderful time tonight, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David Zaslav. But what's with the piano? Is he trying to get my gig? It's kind of annoying. Okay, go.
So Jennifer, what can people do tonight to help?
Yeah, tonight. Well, obviously this is a fundraiser, so we want you to enjoy the talent, but we'd also like for you to donate. Honestly, every single dollar counts. It goes to all of our programming. It supports our staff and the work that they're doing. Small. It's 30 people doing just long, very tiring work. And so anything that you can donate, we really appreciate it. Really tell people. A lot of people don't know about the mission. Just talking. If you make one post or one text, I was just at an event the other day where I told somebody I was doing, and he said, you know what, I never told anybody this, but my wife and I are thinking about adopting. We're about to be empty nesters, so sometimes it just takes that nudge for people to realize that, you know, maybe there's an opportunity for them to get more involved. So.
All right.
Yeah, so you could be donating right now. Okay, so the next thing, what the hell am I supposed to be doing?
But wait, before you go on to the next thing, I need to honor you two, because I know we talked a little bit of how much you do for us, but honestly, 10 years, if you have committed yourselves to this organization, you've raised close to $5 million for us at this point. If it weren't for you, it's a really good chance that you wouldn't be here. I don't even have to call you. You call us, and you say that you want to do this for us. Yes, these are two amazing people. They're my heroes. And not just for You Gotta Believe, but for all the youth in foster care. So yes, thank you. You deserve it. Thank you both.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks, guys. There's more show coming. Pender.
All right,
band.
thank you, Jennifer. Okay, please welcome to the stage NBC4 New York's Janice Huff.
I love Janice.
Where's Janice?
Janice Huff.
Janice?
Oh, there she is, that side.
Janice.
Hi, Janice. Hi, Janice.
So, Janice, before we get started, you were in our First Voices event. Let's watch.
Oh, wow.
When James and Seth invited me to come and be a part of this, and they told me what they were planning to do, I said, "You want me to be on stage? On Broadway?" They said, "Yeah, but no singing." I said, "Oh, good, okay." And it stands today. No singing.
Well, shake it. Look at those shoes, by the way. Not since the
Well.
Wicked. Jeweled shoes. Nessa Rose, anybody? Nessa?
So, Janice, we met you because you did Wednesday's Child. Can you
Yes.
tell people what Wednesday's Child was and how important it was?
Wednesday's Child was a project at NBC New York and other NBCs and other stations around the country where we were featuring children in the foster care system who were up for adoption, and we were trying to help them get homes as quickly as possible. And I think we managed to get a couple of hundred kids adopted through the 17 years that we did the program. It might have been more, but it was really special and beyond rewarding. It's the most important thing I think I've ever done, other than warning people about tornadoes and hurricanes coming down the street. But this is something different because what you do, what You Gotta Believe does, what we were doing was changing lives for people. Young adults, young children, and the families who were going to adopt them. It changes lives, and the title says it all. You gotta believe, you gotta believe it. And I believe it, I've seen it, so it does work.
And in fact, one of the people you met while doing Wednesday's Child was also in our First Voices event in 2015. Please welcome Brianna Hayes, AKA Chef Bree.
Hey, Brianna.
Hey.
Hi, I haven't seen you in so long. Good to see you.
You come right here, Senator. You come right here.
Hi, Bree.
So, but you two met before Voices, right? Tell us about that.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Look at the picture.
There it is. Oh, there we are. Oh, my gosh. We were so much younger then. We met, Bree was one of our young adults featured on Wednesday's Child. And let me tell you something. She is beyond special. I cannot even tell you how incredibly proud I am of Bree and everything that she has accomplished. I'm not going to say it all, but she could tell you, and you can read about her, but she's amazing, amazing. I'm so honored to still be able to hug you and know you.
And Bree, you were at our First Voices event. What was that like? I think we've got a picture.
Wow.
Oh, look, there you go. What was that like?
I think it was a pleasure to be a part of the mission and just to be able to shed light on how many kids can find you found, how many families you found for kids, and just to be able to be a fierce advocate in that mission and spreading the word and making sure like kids have families or unconditional commitments in a sense. So yeah, it was a pleasure to be a part and just to continue to be advocating for myself and others coming up behind me in the system.
Yas, Bree.
Well, and Seth, we actually have a little video clip of Bree at that
Ooh,
first
let's dim
one.
the lights. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I first met You Gotta Believe when I turned 18. Now I am an apprentice chef as well as a youth advocate of You Gotta Believe's Nobody Ages Out Youth Collaborative.
Yes.
However, I do know how to make chocolate molten lava cake, so if anyone wants to see me about that, you definitely can.
And in fact, because I did say Chef Bree, you're still, 10 years later, still baking.
Yeah, how did that move
Tell us
forward?
about that.
Because that was like the beginning.
So I just wanted to sit here and shine a light on, Janice, you mentioning me at Culinary Studios as a place for me to be, to go to get interviewed. That kind of turned into me doing an interview and this guy watching me while we were interviewing. And at the end of my segment, the Wednesday's Child segment, he told me he wanted to keep me.
Wait, hold on a second. Somebody was watching you on TV and then...
No, he was watching me during... So the person that owns the kitchen space that we did the actual
you did the
Wednesday
interview
show.
at the culinary space.
Yeah.
So as you were doing it, he was watching you because...
And saw that you had a knack for it.
Yeah, and he told me he wanted to keep me. So he adopted me to his kitchen in a sense. And I just want to say, since that day, I've been growing and learning from Chef Paul, the person who owns me at. And I started from the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
That's it.
It brings tears to my eyes and a little bit of joy to see this picture because I started from the bottom. I started from dishwashing, and that turned into learning how to be an apprentice chef, how to set up my station, mise en place, how to use my knife. And that slowly turned into me being an apprentice chef for 4 years, and then spending 4 more years as a pastry chef.
Wow.
And then spending four years as a pastry chef, learning how to be a sous chef, turning into a sous chef, and now starting my own business.
Oh my God. Okay, I think you should both be on stage for
I
this.
think so too, Seth.
Okay, by the way, I feel so bad for my band getting chiropractic whiplash trying to look at these photos. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay,
Here,
we'll show you the live stream.
Bree?
Okay, so I'm
A
going
little
to bring...
surprise here.
I'm going to bring out onto the stage one of my absolute favorite Broadway singers, and as soon as we knew we were going to talk about cooking, we knew we had to have her sing the song. Please welcome the incredible Broadway star, Alysha Umphress. Alysha, who has a benefit right after this, and she's like, I'll do it if I can run to my next benefit. Okay, Alysha, so this is Janice, this is Bree, and this song is dedicated, Bree, to what you do. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
For the rest, my seafood's the best in the town. Yeah, I can cook too. My fish can't be beat. My sugar's the sweetest around. I'm a man's ideal of the perfect meal, right down to the demi-tasse. I'm a pot of joy for a hungry boy. Baby, I'm cooking with gas, 'cause I'm a gumdrop, a sweet lollipop, a brook trout right out of the brook. And what's more, baby, I can cook.
Tell them, Alysha.
Some girls make magazine covers. Some girls keep house on a dime. Some girls make wonderful lovers. But what a lucky find I'd make a magazine cover. I do keep house on a dime. I make a wonderful lover. I should be paid overtime, 'cause I can bake too. On top of the lot, my oven's the hottest you'll find. Yes, I can roast too. My chicken's just stews. My gravy will lose you your mind. I'm a brand new note on the tablet, dude, but just try me a la carte. With a single course, you could choke a horse. Baby, you won't know where to start, 'cause I'm an hors d'oeuvre, a jelly preserve, not in the rest of the book. And what's more, baby, I can cook.
Oh, there's more.
Some girls make wonderful jivers. Some girls can hit a high C. Some girls make good taxi drivers. But what a genius is me. I make a wonderful jiver. I even hit a high C. I make the best taxi driver. I rate a big Navy E, 'cause I can fry too. On top of the heap, my Crisco's as deep as a pool. Yes, I can broil too. My ribs win applause. My lamb chops will cause you to drool. Or a candied sweet, or a pickled beet. Step up to my smorgasbord. Walk around until you get your fill. Baby, you won't never be bored, 'cause I'm a pate, a marron glacé, a dish you will wish you would took. And what's more, baby, I can. What's more, baby, I can. What's more, baby, I can. But I'm
And Chef Bree. Bravo.
And Janice Huff.
Isn't that fabulous? From On the Town. Alysha, you still got it.
Thank you. Thank you, Janice. Okay. We have more alumni.
Are we exiting these?
We're
nice
exiting.
All right, ladies, peace out.
Bye.
Bye, Janice. Bye, Bree.
Because we have more alumni to bring out, Seth. Please welcome to the stage Voices alumni Joseph Tolles and Mikey Darnell.
Hi, Joe.
Here they are.
Look at the green.
That's right. Hi, Mikey. Come on. So, Joe, you were in. Look at that. Look at the pictures right there.
Oh, my God.
I think you were in the very first Voices event in 2015.
So. Wow.
You've been an advocate for a long time. You have 10 boys. Yes, am I right?
I have 10.
10.
Use that
2
microphone,
of which are here today. What's that?
Oh,
say?
my God. I wanted to use the microphone. Look at that. Holy
Well, there's some.
There's
Joe, just tell us what you told me the other day, that you actually didn't have a picture of all of them together, so we had to do 2 pictures?
Absolutely. There are 8 boys that were legally adopted and 2 moral adoptions that are part of my family. And to get them all together, they're all over the country now, to get them into one picture has been an impossibility.
How has You Gotta Believe helped you along the way?
Well, without You Gotta Believe, I don't think I would have gone down that road. Wow. I was 49 when I adopted my first. Wow. And every year after that, I kept going.
Why stop?
And so You Gotta Believe was where I landed to get my first son, who you'll meet in a second. And they have been part of my journey up until today. My first adoptee was, again, when I was 49. The youngest they adopted were 12 years old, and the oldest they adopted was just weeks before he turned 21.
Wow.
Can I just ask you a question? A lot of people are like, oh, I wanted to have a family, but now, like, I'm already 50, like, maybe it's too late. Like, is it okay to be an older person and, like, raising people? You're like, all I want to do is retire and take a bath.
Are you kidding?
Both?
That's exactly what I was waiting for, the magic moment, the right job, the right amount of money, the right circumstances. And then I looked in the mirror one day and said, wait a minute, I need to do something quickly or this is never going to happen. And so I went through the whole process of, I wanted a little boy. I wanted a little boy to walk to the bus stop and to make his lunch, and realized I can't do that by myself. I was a teacher. So I had to be in school at 7. And my little 6-year-old turned into a 17-year-old.
So your vision was 6 and you're like, 17 is easier. Okay, thank you. I just wanted one of those details.
Mikey, come over here, because you're one of the new-ish parents. We met you a couple years ago here. I know. Yeah, there we go. Tell us how You Gotta Believe helped you get to here.
Oh, man.
In this journey.
I
know, it's a loaded question.
No, it's not loaded. It's just the fact that they gave, when you're a brown boy and you're a boy like me and you're from the hood, from the inner city, you don't think you can do it. And they said, you can. You got love. Can you do this? And I said, I can do this. And we're here. And the fact that they give a lifetime of support, it's just what makes it easier. So I can pick up the phone anytime, call Renee, call Emily, Kayla, the advocate. So it's amazing. So they made it easy.
So that did play a factor, the fact that you got that 24-hour support.
Yeah, because I was going to jump out the window a few times. He got like 10. I'm on 1, and I'm like, I'm good. So for all the parents, I had to go back and apologize to my mom. I was like, I'm so sorry.
You realize.
Now, because we talked on the Zoom, I guess, well, before I lost my voice, and you were telling me about a special bond. I think it had to do with the Knicks game. What was that?
Oh, this one right here. So first of all, when I got into the organization, they show these videos of Joe.
This?
That's me and SJ. That's my son. We were courtside. We were Mr. Dolan's guest that day. But he called me, and I was at Serendipity having frozen hot chocolate. It was like Valentine's Day. And he was like, hey, you got to go sit at the Knicks game. I was like, it's 3 people. He said, no, there's 2 tickets. I said, there's 3 people. He said, I said, there's 2 tickets. I said, you know what? Just next time we'll do it. He said, no. I said, call another family, see if anybody else can do it. And he said, okay. He did the 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. Nope, there's nobody else there. You got to go. And it was the best experience, so thank you for really making me go, because we would have never got that experience nowhere else. So thank you to the Board of Believers and everybody who put that together. So thank you, Joe.
Well,
I appreciate that, so yeah.
Joe, how does it feel, because you're the seasoned dad here and you have the newish dad here. How does that, sounds like a mentor-mentee, like how does that feel?
Well,
that?
you know, I do a lot of advocacy. And
Here,
so
a little bit closer.
I do a lot of advocacy, and this is my life. You know, I grew up in foster care. I was in foster care the first 21 years of my life. And so this has changed my life tremendously. You know, 49, I was a bachelor, and now I can't even remember what that was like. A life without my kids, and me being able to share all of the stories, good, bad, and indifferent, about my kids to people who could open the doors and do the same thing is incredible. I am the only person in the family who's not been adopted. So if anybody really wants to find...
It's for older foster youth. He needs a family. Yes, Queen.
So you have some people here today, don't you? You want to bring them out?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Introduce?
Yeah.
I'll let you do that.
Well, you want to call your sons first?
Well, Xavier and Kremel,
Come on
my
now.
two oldest.
And then SJ is my son, who's 12. Come on, SJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, SJ. Nice to see you again. So Seth, do you want to do a little intro here?
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to introduce one of our best pals and also a major supporter of You Gotta Believe. Met her so many years ago. She always does anything for social justice, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Please welcome to the stage Tony Award nominee, even though she's always like, that doesn't matter, Anika Larsen. Woo!
Oh, look, Seth.
Oh my God, Anika, look at these pictures.
Anika, look at that.
That's all the different.
I've done a few of these concerts.
Queen,
That's
you
right.
do everything. Now, by the way, Anika knows.
And I wore the exact same dress because
Oh.
I am sustainable. No,
She
I'm
is.
serious. It's a heart attack about that.
She's not joking.
Rewear. Bought vintage, repurposed, and I wear it everywhere.
She's a major part of the Broadway Green Alliance. Hey, Green Alliance, Green.
There you
so
go.
before Anika does the song, Anika, what do you happen to know about adoption? Have you ever experienced it or
I
seen
know
it?
a little about it. I am one of 10 children. 6 of my brothers and sisters are adopted from different races and countries. So I know as well as anybody how much richer it makes your life to have a blended, mixed kind of family. I think it's the single most formative thing that has ever happened to me. It's made me who I am.
And one more thing before you sing your song. For Joe, because he has 10 kids, how did your brothers and sisters deal with Halloween that just passed?
Oh, yeah, Joe, you'll love to hear
This
this.
is Seth's favorite story. So we had a giant, oversized bathtub. I'm not really sure where it came from, but it was very, very large. And so there were 8 of us within 5 years of each other. That's how bonkers my family was. And so my parents would strip us down to our underwear and then put us all in the tub. This is when we were very little. And put us all in the tub and throw the candy in with us. And then we ate what we could eat, and then they turned the water on, and then Halloween was over.
So try it with the 10 kids.
All right, Seth.
Okay, so we've got a song. Backup singers coming out to sing. So we've got a song dedicated to you, your families, and everybody here. Anika sing to these nice people. We have some backup singers too. And Anika did this song on Broadway.
Yes. You guys go sit over. Go sit so you don't feel awkward. Go sit. Take a seat. Yes. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there
can call YGB anytime after you adopt. Just saying.
If the skies above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud, and soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh, darling, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will.
Bridge.
Now ain't it good to know that you've got a friend?
Why?
When people can be so cold, they'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. Sing with me. You just call out my name. Come on, I know you know it. And you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes, to see you again. What are the 4 seasons again, everyone? Oh, winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you have to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You got a friend. You got a friend. Ain't it good to know you got a friend? Yes, you do, y'all. You've got a friend.
Thank you, Anika. Thank you, YGB. Thank you, backup. How cute is that? And he said he wore green so people donate. He told me that backstage. YouGottaBelieve.org, people. It's such a small staff. Like, donating not even that much can make such a huge difference. Thank you. Yes, honey.
2015.
Yes.
Back to that, because there was one piece I left out.
What?
So Seth and I were asked from our then public advocate, Tish James, who's now our Attorney General.
Tish
to
James, I know.
To help her office put together a public service announcement. I guess, I don't even remember this, Seth. I think that her office had also heard about our Change.org petition. Oh, wow. And they helped us put together a public service announcement announcing a hotline for foster kids, remember this? And youth in need of advocacy. This is where you actually need your cards.
Any
I know.
of this.
Seth
Okay.
hasn't looked at his cards. This is, you actually have lines here, Seth. I know.
do? Anika exits. Oh, that happened already. Okay.
Right here, the next. There we go.
It wasn't hard to find people. Why am I acting? I do remember this.
Yes.
I asked Laura Benanti, Vanessa Williams, and Rosie Perez, who all said yes right away. The other person who said yes was in our second Voices concert in 2016. Oh my God, a TV star. Please welcome to the stage from the Fosters, Sherri Saum.
Sherri!
Wow, look at that great photo.
Welcome back, Sherri. Come right over here, center stage.
Thank you.
Sherri, the Fosters was on for 5 seasons.
Yes.
It's a story about a blended family. 2 of the kids out of foster care. And we're going to talk in a minute about that. But first, I'm going to roll the tape because of that PSA.
Right now in New York City, there are over 11,000 kids in foster care who don't have a permanent home.
Public advocate Letitia James wants to hear your story.
If you're in foster care and you're not getting the support you need, call her.
If you are a parent and you feel frustrated by the system, call her.
If you've aged out of foster care
and don't know where to turn, call her.
You are not alone. You are not alone.
You are not alone.
Tú no estás sola.
You are not alone.
I'm public advocate Letitia James, and we're here to listen. Call us.
Wow, forgot about that.
I know, can you believe that? I hadn't seen that in almost 10 years.
I didn't remember that at all. But
I know. It's been a crazy couple of times. What did the show teach you about the foster world?
everything.
The Fosters, that show. I'm not saying not the YGB, but doing the Fosters.
Yes, specifically the Fosters.
What did it actually teach you?
I mean, I had no idea about, the plight, especially as you get older and you're about to age out of foster system. And, they're just the very real human basic things that are going to be ignored. And I just have such a heart for kids and for the underdog and for anyone who's struggling or feels alone or feels like they don't matter or they're not seen. So this role for me was just like dropped from God into my lap because it just means everything to me. It taught me so much.
Did you ever hear from former foster kids that watch your show?
Do I ever?
I was literally about to ask that question.
I don't know.
I was actually going to ask, is there one particular story that stands out? Because I'm going to guess you heard from a lot of foster families.
A lot. And, just kids, random times in the street, someone will come up to me and it's always with like, I'm so sorry it's always that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I would never, ever, ever get over hearing from people who were touched by the show and, saying things to me like, you changed the way I move in the world. Like, your show did that for us. I mean, as an actor, you just want to work, right? You want to get a job. You're just like, but to do something that you love and then have feedback like that.
It's like Bustin' Truck of Mamma Mia or the Fosters. I would so much rather the Fosters. So, by the way, can people still, I never know how people can watch things anymore. James always goes, what channel is it? Like, is it streaming? How can people watch it?
I know it's streaming somewhere. Maybe Hulu? I believe Hulu.
What'd you say?
Hulu.
Hulu? So when you're looking for it on Hulu, you can also donate to YouGottaBelieve.org.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherri. Thank you for joining
thank
us
you,
again.
Lisa,
and thank you, Lisa Goldberg, for hooking us up
Thank
with
you,
all
Lisa.
these years ago.
And thank you for letting me cop a squat on the stool. Seth,
our next guests are our most recent alumni. And when I say most recent, I mean literally last month. We did a Private Voices event. Yes, a Private Voices event can happen at your house.
Yeah.
Contact Megan and Jennifer.
We put on a giant concert at people's houses. It's actually really amazing. So we did this like a month ago.
Yeah, we did it last month. So please welcome to the stage the Copes.
Hi, Copes. Are we looking the right way? I never know where to look.
I think they're coming here. There we go. Hello.
Hi, the Copes.
Come center stage, right here.
Look, there we are. I think wait, same pants.
Yes.
Same pants, people. I have a pair of pants that fit. There it is.
It's great to see you again a month later. Tell everyone, because this story is fascinating, and it's the reason, fascinating is the wrong word, it's the reason why we really love doing the events here, because you buy a ticket, you get a ticket and you come in, and you really don't know what to expect.
Right, an audience person doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so happy we're live streaming this year, too.
Absolutely.
So you just came because you heard me blabbering
Yeah,
about it?
tell everyone.
Yeah, I listened to Seth's show in the car on my way to work every day, and it was just a year ago I heard about this. It sounded interesting and like a great cause. So we donated a little and bought tickets and came last year, and it was amazing. And we've had a whirlwind since then.
Well. So what was your feeling? Because you were in the audience a year ago.
Yep. And you have your daughter is what?
20? We have three. 24, 21, 18.
Okay, so you just came as audience people, and then what was the confluence that happened right after the foster care event?
Well, aside from the amazing talent that we saw here, we heard a lot of really compelling stories too about opportunity for young kids and opportunity for families. And so after the event, which was amazing, and this is too, we met with Jennifer and Megan, and we asked them, what can we do to support this? Because it's such an amazing cause. And
well, and I'm a pediatric neurologist, so that's also, I guess, I see a lot of different families, day to day. And we have had the benefit of donating to the mental health part of You Gotta Believe, which is amazing. So we're very happy that we've been able to contribute to that.
Wait, there's more.
Okay, so then I'll...
Because you'll notice there's someone here to Dr. Cope's left.
So we were about to have an empty nest, and because of You Gotta Believe, we started thinking older adoption is something we might want to do. Not right now, though. My youngest hadn't even left the house yet. And life happens, and we met Hannah through my work and found out, her story.
Hannah, so when we were at the event last month at your home, you told people there about your story. What would you like the people in the audience here to know about you and the need for family?
Absolutely. So I personally believe that there's a lot of stigma in the foster system, in the adoption world, about what those kids are like, what they've been through, the baggage that could possibly come with them. And of course, anytime there is a child who has lost their families, who's lost a parent, who's lost anything, there's going to be a lot of trauma that goes with that. However, there is an unlimited amount of brilliance that goes with those kids. And you never really know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of donuts.
And so after the event, I said, I really wanted you to be here tonight.
Yes.
And I said, one of the things that we do is connect a person with a song.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Do we need to know what actually, I feel like there's all this vagueness.
All right,
you're
well, go,
17
Seth.
You're 17 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
Go.
So you wound up losing your family very recently.
Yes.
And then you connected, so you had no family, you're still in high school, you have nobody that's helping you out, and then what then happened? Knock, 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 doorbell? Like, I don't understand, like, how did this happen?
Would you like me to? Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to say what happened at all with your family?
So I was actually adopted at birth from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I got very, very lucky to be adopted into a massive Sicilian family. Lots of cousins, lots of aunts. My parents were the most beautiful, loving people. And then on May 22nd and 24th of this year, my father and mother, Josephine and Vincent, both died 2 days apart. One from cancer, one from a heart attack. It was something that none of us saw coming. None of us expected it.
And you were a high school student at the time.
Yes.
Still is.
Right,
Yes. There was plenty of family, aunts and uncles. There was many people that were left to take the position of being my guardian. Nobody would do it. They all believed it would be too difficult, that I had caused too much trouble, that there were things said and done in the past that could never be rectified. I was left to live on my own. I got a job. I was supporting myself, finished out my junior year of high school, kept everything going. I ended up having a medical emergency that landed me in the hospital, where I met Jen. We would not meet again until the end of July, when I had another medical emergency. And she asked me, "Are you still living alone?" And I said, "Yeah, I have nowhere to go. I have nothing to do." She says, "Well, my husband and I have been thinking of adopting an older child, but we don't know if it's the right time. We don't know, we'll take down your phone number and give you a call." And I was like, well, all right, here we
Organized.
go. Yeah. So I did not sleep that night, but I stayed up and I said, if this is meant to happen, if my life is meant to change, it will go this way. If not, I'll figure it out. Next morning, I'm at work, I'm in the bathroom, and I get a call. "Hey, so do you want parents again?"
I will tell you, it was a Monday morning at 8, and I was excited. I wanted to call. I figured I'd be waking her up, but she was already at her job at a Boys and Girls Club, so yeah.
So, of course, I said yes. It was a terrifying transition. I had no idea what I was going into. And what I ended up getting was a wonderful and beautiful, loving family, a loving mother and father, 3 sisters, and a dog that is an absolute terror.
Can't have it all. Isn't that an amazing story? It just happened. And it's because of You Gotta Believe. So, yes. So as you can see, there's amazing fashion, sort of 60s, this incredible look. So talk about who the person whose music you listen to.
Absolutely. So my father was a massive Elvis Presley fan. He had the black hair, the blue eyes, the little lip curl. So I used to call him my personal Elvis. And as my father was getting chemo last year, he spent a lot of time at home, and we didn't have anything to do. So we watched all of Elvis's movies. And once he left the house and things started to change, it became my connection with my mother. It became something we both treasured immensely. And the last trip I took with my mother was to Graceland. She knew she was dying and she wanted to do something fun. She goes, screw it, we're going to Memphis. I was like, all right, we're going to Memphis. So his music has become something very, very important to me, something I hold very close to my heart, and it's my last connection with my parents, something that will forever be immortal.
By the way, isn't Hannah like the most amazing speaker? Like, nothing is scripted. It's like beginning, middle, end, predicate. So well spoken. So let's talk about. Yeah, so we're gonna have a song. Now, by the way, none of the people ever hear their songs that are about to be performed for them. So, Copes, why don't you come over here?
We only have 2 stools.
Yeah, sorry, it's a little passive aggressive.
Yes.
And Hannah, we brought one of our friends whose voice we just love. It's so delicious. Please welcome to sing a song dedicated just to you. That is by Elvis. Please welcome Alex Temple Ward. Alex! Alex? All right, here's a little Elvis.
Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch. Oh, such a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers sigh, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait and see. I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me.
Alex Ward, just for you, Hannah, and the Copes. Alex, so pretty. You better spin it. Thank you, Alex. Copes, clear for talent, as we say in the business. Guys, how amazing are they? Thank you. Bye, Hannah. You're my new speechwriter.
Seth,
Yes,
it is
dear.
time for our pal to come out. You saw her at our second Voices event in 2016, and she's back with us today. Please welcome our dear friend, New York icon, Rosie Perez.
Yay, Rosie. That's so cute. Hi, Rose.
Yes.
Yeah, give it up. Looking good, girl. Here, come in the middle.
Rosie, look at that picture there.
Look at that cute picture. Okay, so wait, before we chat, we brought some photos. So I didn't do a movie with Rosie, but I met her on Broadway doing this show. Let's take a gander. This was a play by Terrence McNally. Next photo, please. Hold on. That's the Ritz. So there's Rosie in the red dress. I'm in a bathrobe. I was not allowed to show any skin. They were like, nobody's interested. So I'm in the bathrobe. And then I have a really fun picture of the two of us at our talk show. Let's see the next. Look at us. And then, Rosie, I got this video. This is the bootleg of the bows.
Absolutely no makeup on. I want to die.
I don't have any makeup on either. Beautiful. Anyway, this is the bows from the Ritz. Rosie's in the front, I'm right behind her. Let's watch the bows. Hit it. So it's the song Last Dance. There's Rosie, Kevin Chamberlain. I come right behind. Oh no, where am I? In the bathrobe. Work. Shaking it. Not breaking it. We're on our gig. The quality of the video is amazing. I got it off my iPhone. But two more shots. Rosie was so glamorous in the show, so look at Rosie.
Oh.
And then in the opening scene, it took place at a funeral. This is my outfit. Why don't we look what I look like? Okay? I literally had to play an Italian grandmother. Okay, now moving on. And I'm not joking. Continue.
Rosie, you wrote a memoir several years ago that was amazing about your time in foster care. Why was it important for you to write it? Oh, there it is, right there.
Oh, it's such a good book.
If you have not read this book, you must read this book.
I was not only in foster care, but I was also in the child welfare system, meaning I was a ward of the state. And then I got bumped up. It was actually a better move to go into foster care. And it was difficult because I was so damaged and so troubled and so angry that the foster parents weren't equipped to deal with me.
They couldn't call You Gotta Believe. That's really what it is. They couldn't call and say, how do we deal? They didn't know.
Exactly. They had no training, nothing whatsoever, except a social worker who was inundated with so many cases. And then I did find my permanent family because my aunt stepped up and adopted me and took me in. But there was so many, the reason why I talk about the child welfare system, when I was in a children's home, a Catholic home, convent with nuns. Oh God, the nuns. But, and don't at me on social about the Catholic stuff, please.
No one's in the mood.
You weren't there, so relax.
There you go.
But there were so many other children in the Catholic home with me, in the convent.
It was an orphanage, basically.
Yeah, well, it wasn't only an orphanage. It was a place for displaced children. That means the parents just dumped them there. Or unwanted children, which I never understood the difference. So a lot of those kids aged out of the system, and they literally were given $100 and said goodbye. And this still goes on today. I don't know how much money they give kids who age out into the system. And so when you guys came along and told me about You Gotta Believe, and this was before my book, right?
Yeah,
Was it before?
I think so, yes.
I think so. You started talking about it. And I said yes. And it's hard being a foster kid because there's such a stigma on it, right? You feel like you're a dented can. You know, the cans they leave on the shelf in the grocery store that nobody wants. And you know, everyone's looking at you with your judgment and the pity and all that stuff. And I don't offer these kids pity. Don't offer them any type of judgment. Offer your love, your time, your money, your home, and your guidance. That's what they need. That's what they need.
Rosie, you and I have talked about the trauma and how it
I'm sorry. I wrote the book because...
of course.
I was on Percocet. I broke my neck, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? But I couldn't move, and I was like, why am I here? Why am I seated, and I cannot move, and I have a nurse who had a bad wig on, and she stunk every day. It was horrible. And
you've been dishing nuns and nurses. Okay, keep going.
And just something came over me, and I said, I know why God has me here, being still. Because all the memories of the home came flooding back. And all the kids from the home that I lost touch with, and some I'm still in touch with, just came flooding back. And I called one of them, and she's still my friend to this day. And I got on the phone, and I'm talking to her, and she said, can you believe what we went through? I said, no one could believe what we went through. And I said, but you and I always believed we would make it out. And she said, yeah, but not everyone did. I opened my computer up, and I just started writing. So the book was for all the kids that got left behind. The book was for all the kids that grew up as adults and still had to struggle with the trauma and remind. And people always say, what's the trauma? I'll tell you what the trauma is. The feeling of not being wanted is the worst feeling a child could ever experience. And then when you're in the system, sometimes there aren't good people there. And they abuse the children, either physically, mentally, or emotionally, or all the above. But the worst pain of all is not being tucked in at night. The worst pain of all is running home to a convent with your report card, and there's nobody to say, a mother or father to say, you did a good job, or even, you better buckle down. People don't think about those little things. Or like when I went home with my aunt, and I came home from school one day, and she said, I made you your favorite. And I couldn't stop crying. And she said, why are you crying? And I said, I saw it in a TV show that a kid came home and their parents made them their favorite food, and now it's happening to me. This is where your money's going to. This is where all your hearts and all your good work, and while you're here today, this is what this is all about. And I want to say, anybody watching, all those foster kids, stand up, be proud, because you know what? We're stronger than everyone.
Yes.
Seth, I don't think there's anything to add to that.
No, we're going to go into the music, and the music, you know, Rosie talked about when she was young and really feeling basically like she didn't want to go on anymore. And I know you were hiding in a closet, and you really kind of wanted to end everything. And talk about what changed your mind.
I got beaten one time too many. Got in one fight too many. Couldn't go on a home visit one time too many. And I lost it. And I was in the clothes closet by myself. And it was the first time and the only time, thank goodness, in my life where I was like, I shouldn't be here. Nobody wants me to be here anyway. And then there was a ray of light that went through, because it was like a shuttered doors that came through. And I remember I said, God, if you're real, show me a sign. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And I just started crying, and the light shined right in my eyes. And when I was young, the home gave us, the school I went to, we went on a class trip to Broadway, and I saw The Wiz. And it was about a girl who didn't have a family of her own. And that song, Home, just came to me, and it gave me hope.
Well, Rosie, for you, here is a Tony Award winner, the incredible J. Harrison Ghee.
I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall grass bend into leaning. Suddenly the raindrops that fall, they have a meaning. Sprinkling the scene makes it all clear. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It would sure be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time, be my friend, help me start again. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. Oh, if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard for us to believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love. So it's real, real to me, and I've learned that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love like yours, like mine, like
Jay Harrison, oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you, Rosie.
Woo! Oh, Seth, here we go. February 6, 2020. Right here on this stage.
Oh,
It was a month
right.
before lockdown, and boy, did we get lucky.
Yeah, we always do the foster care event every year, and we knew that Laurie Metcalf wanted to be involved. We loved her, and she's like, "Oh, I can do it." She said,
she had adopted out of foster care.
Yeah, and she was doing a Broadway show. She's like, "I could either do it like really at the very, very beginning of my Broadway run, or like right after the Tonys." So we're like, "Oh, we always do it in the spring."
And
Like,
look
you
at
know
the
what?
date, remember.
We're like, we might as well do it early, and we wound up, thank God, basically doing it as people were like, "What's COVID?"
Yep.
So we're so lucky because a minute later we were like, "Everyone has COVID." So thank God Laurie Metcalf had that Broadway show, or else we wouldn't have done it in February. Thank God.
Yeah. So Seth.
Yes, dear.
Laurie was, of course, a huge part. Thank you, Laurie, for 2020 and our Voices concert. But there was actually a highlight that for me and for many that really stood out.
So wait, don't show the photo. I'll tell you. Am I gonna bring her out?
Yeah, you're gonna set this up.
Okay, so I'm so excited. So let me first bring out our friend that we discovered that now has done, I think, at least 3 Broadway shows, and then we're gonna tell the story. So please welcome the incredibly talented Anika Gibson. Tanika! Hey, Anika! Woo! We love her so much. God, you do. Okay, so Tanika, like Rosie, because Rosie didn't talk a lot about her foster youth. So Tanika, you were doing Broadway shows, but no one knew that you came from a foster background, right?
No, honestly, I used to be ashamed to tell people that I was born into foster care and that I grew up in foster care because I didn't want to feel pitied. I didn't want people to think, oh, that poor troubled girl.
It's like what Rosie said, they don't want your pity, they want your support. So you kept your trap shut about it. And by the way, the story is she basically was in foster care. It was a horrific situation. Then she got into this fabulous high school and she was doing fabulously. And then the city was basically like, ooh, by the way, you have to move. So you can no longer go to this amazing high school. You have to go to a clunky one. And Tanika was like, I just need a legal guardian to help me, but I guess I'm going to have to go to the horrible high school. And what happened, dear?
The principal of the school said, over my dead body.
She literally was like, I'll make it that you can stay in this high school. Tanika stayed in this amazing high school, and then the principal said what?
So, I got a scholarship to NYU, and she said, yes, let's clap. Yes, scholarships, yes.
Don't clap for how expensive that school is, but clap because you got the scholarship.
So expensive.
It's a lot of money.
And, Mr. and Mrs. Gibson at the time, they were like, we really have come to love you. In just a year, literally a year before I was going to college. And we would love to adopt you. And mind you, I'm 18 years old. I'm like, really? I was not expecting that. And they said, you earned your scholarship, so we will adopt you senior year. And they adopted me when I was 22 years old, senior year of college. All my college friends came. I got a new birth certificate, new Social Security card. But they adopted me. And because of their love and support, Seth, I cannot tell you how my dreams have come true. One, of being on Broadway, but even bigger, to have an unconditionally loving family.
So mind you, I just want to say, she was already going to NYU. Your life was already set up, and yet you still needed...
I needed that. I'm from a small town in Massachusetts, and to go to New York by myself... New York University, I don't know what to do. Where am I going for Christmas? Where am I going for Thanksgiving? Who am I calling when I go through my first breakup? Who am I calling when I need a little extra money? Because New York is expensive.
Yes, it's all the above. And by the way, her parents did one of my favorite things. When they adopted her, they said, we haven't had you for 18 years, so can you just tell everybody the amazing thing they did?
My parents. They said, we love you so much, we wish we had you from birth. And because we didn't, we want to give you gifts for your birthdays, starting from birth up to your 22nd birthday. And then I still have them. I got a Barbie doll, a little black Barbie doll, because they are right. And I got a CD player and some roller skates, some coloring books.
Isn't that so sweet and so creative? Sweet. And so the thing we're going to talk about this event is Tanika's voice is so stunning, just amazing soprano. People are always like, you sound like Audra McDonald. And James and I were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if she sang Wheels of a Dream, Audra's song from Ragtime. And they were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Brian Stokes Mitchell actually played Cole House? And then, of course, because I'm so P.T. Barnum, I'm like, ooh, it'd be better if it happens during the event. So James did the sound check with Tanika, and then the actual show, you not only sang it, but met Brian Stokes Mitchell for the first time on stage?
On stage.
On this stage, right
I
here.
entered stage left, he entered stage right.
Okay, literally, and I said,
right here.
Do we have an actual photo? I think we have something that's going to come up. Look at that. The first time they ever met was singing on this stage. And by the way, they knew they're blocking. Look at that. They're like, we're going to look at each other. We're going to face out. Okay, so I guess my final thing is you decided to tell your story. Why did you decide to finally tell it after keeping it sort of down?
Because you emailed me out of the blue and asked me to tell my story.
Okay, I know it was going to be that literal. Okay.
Literal.
She's on the nose.
But I can't thank you enough, because if it hadn't been for Seth and James saying, one, there's a wonderful organization whose mission it is to place older foster kids in permanent homes. And we'd love for you not only to be a part of this organization, but to use your talents, combine your talents with your journey, with your story, to get the word out there. I wouldn't be on this stage today. So thank you so much, truly.
Well, and you're a fellow Board of Believer, just
fellow
like me
Board
and
of
Seth.
Believers.
There we go, Board of Believers.
From telling my story on this stage for the very first time to being a Board of Believers, on the Board of Believers at You Gotta Believe is...
So, Tanika and I are going to exit because she's about to sing, but you were talking about money and the importance of money, not just you at NYU, but also for the organization. So Seth, Tanika and I are going to leave, and you're going to take it from here.
Right, because money, by the way, for mental health, because there is a lot of trauma, and for everyone that works, it's a very, very small staff. So I have a perfect song, so we're going to bring back out Anika. By the way, Anika and Tanika, Anika said they want to do a podcast together, just because their names rhyme. So Anika Larsen, why don't you come out? What's the name of your podcast going to be, dear?
Well, we decided backstage that on our podcast we can only talk about things that rhyme with Anika and Tanika, like Topeka, Kansas, or Eureka, or...
Maybe Paprika, like a cooking show.
Paprika, sure.
So listen, Anika's going to be... Oh, we need our backup singers who learn this at places. So Tanika's going to be singing the song that she did in All Shook Up, and she was phenomenal. But the point of the song is to say... Actually do something right now. So if you can, can we get that little, oh, there you go. You text voices to 707070. 10 years before I was born. Anyway, Mark. The point is, it's those 3 7070s. Text it, just try to donate. Literally, the smallest amount makes such a difference. Everybody home live streaming, you go to yougotabelieve.org or text that. And this whole song is about stop blabbering and donate something. Okay, backup people, you guys okay? Does anyone need my mic? Okay, take it, Louise. Okay, Anika, you ready?
I'm ready. Come on, people. Get those phones out. Here and at home.
Here we go.
Wherever you are. 707070.
That's right, Queens. 3, 4.
A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less bark. A little less fight, a little more spark. Shut your mouth and open up your heart. And baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Maybe close your eyes and listen to the music. Dig to the summer breeze. It's a groovy night and I can show you how to use it. Come along with me and put your mind at ease. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less spark. A little less fight, a little more spark. Shut your mouth, open up your heart. And baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Satisfy me. Come on, baby, I'm tired of talking. Grab your coat and let's start walking. Now, come on, come on. 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 Don't procrastinate, don't articulate. Y'all is getting the unison with round. A little less conversation and a little more action, please. All this aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less spark. A little less fight, a little more spark. Close your mouth and open up your heart and baby, satisfy me. Satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Satisfy me. Satisfy me. Satisfy me. Satisfy me, baby. Satisfy me. Satisfy me. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, 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 come on. All right. Donate now.
Anika Larsen,
guys.
satisfy her and donate. Donate, mofos. Thanks, Regina. Okay, what the hell is next?
Seth, we have
Yes, honey.
our third time that she's been here to Voices. She originally was in our first one, 2015.
Yes.
Here in 2017. And now in 2024, please welcome Dallas star Charlene Tilton.
Charlene, oh my God, that outfit.
Hi, Charlene.
Hi, everybody.
Charlene.
You guys are
Charlene,
amazing.
there we go.
Bravo.
Charlene, you were just at South Fork, weren't you?
Oh, I was so cute.
That's Dallas, young people.
That's right. After our last event, I went to Portugal because Bellamy Young from Scandal, who's here, her husband is from Portugal. And I was very fortunate they let me stay
Wait
at
a
their
second,
house.
back up.
Yes.
Bellamy Young is here.
She was here last year.
Oh.
Are you obsessed with
I
Scandal
was about
like I am?
Yes, I was about to
Oh,
die.
I'm
The
obsessed.
last time I was here, Tina Fey was here. I almost couldn't talk. Okay.
It was last year. You missed
I love
Bellamy
Bellamy.
Young. Bellamy will be here. I think she might be watching.
Okay.
But Bellamy's husband is from Portugal. And I stayed at their apartment for the week. And Dallas plays at midnight and has, ever since 1978, in Portugal, still one of the most popular shows
In English
that
or
country.
Portuguese?
In Portuguese.
Wow, brava. What's your name in Portuguese? Do you know?
I don't know, but I love Portuguese music. I don't understand, but it's beautiful language.
Get back to me.
So like I said, Charlene was with us in 2015. Let's just see these pictures. There we go.
Oh, wow.
And Seth, I found this amazing one.
Julie.
Oh, there's Julie Center. Charlene did Entertainment Tonight in 2015, and she came over to our apartment. I think it may have been the first time we actually had met.
Yes.
And Barbara Backgard had arranged a wonderful Vera Bradley gift for you, and we have the picture.
Let me see.
And if you look, I'm going to duck. Our sweet Mandy
There's Mandy sniffing.
is literally looking in Charlene's bag there, bottom left.
I still have that bag.
Oh, thank you, Vera Bradley, Barbara Beckett. Oh, my God,
right.
that's your old apartment.
And then you
Mandy.
joined us again in 2017, right here. There.
Still got it.
Seth, I can tell my voice is starting, and I'm going to sing later, so I'm going to
Yeah.
let you. Because
Yeah.
Seth really this is the first time, everyone, we've done this show, and I have not been able to talk it over with Seth.
Yeah, because I was in Florence, Italy, and then anyway, it's all good. All right, so basically.
Working. He didn't go on a vacation without
Yeah,
me.
no, I was working. So people gonna know, yes, Dallas Star, but like Rosie, like Tanika, childhood in foster care, because your mom, I know, couldn't raise you. She was having mental issues.
My mother was very severely mentally ill, and when I was 5 years old, she had a nervous breakdown. We were going on a train to Omaha, Nebraska. She knew she was not doing well. She wanted to get to relatives. Well, in Kansas City, she went full-blown nervous breakdown, and so the cops came and they were beating her with billy clubs. They took her off the train. They left our suitcase, and the neighbors came out and saw the commotion.
How old were you?
I was 5 years old, and I was hiding, and then they carried my mother off in a paddy wagon and took her away, and I was on the street. But somebody had mentioned, I heard that a pastor and his wife lived next door to this church. So it was about 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was freezing, and I knocked on the door, and I said that was my mommy that they took away. So they brought me in to their home, and I stayed with them for 5 days until my relatives found the time to come and get me. And like Hannah was saying earlier, I went from family member to family member, an aunt and uncle or something, but nobody wanted me. And I heard them say that in the middle of the night when they thought I was sleeping. We got to get rid of her. We don't want her. I was a cute little 5-year-old blonde kid with curly. I mean, who wouldn't have wanted this cute little? I wasn't the crazy kook I am now. I was really sweet. Now I wouldn't take me. But anyway, I don't know, Joe. We're not too old to be adopted, are we? But anyway, so from 5 years old to right until I turned 8 years old, I went from family to family, foster home to foster home, knowing I wasn't wanted. And it's very interesting in that trauma does different things. And I know this sounds really crazy and bizarre. I did not grow 1 inch from the time I was 5 years old to 8 years old until I was reunited with my mother. Physically, I did not grow. I have my own daughter and my grandkids. They grow every day. No, but seriously, I mean, that's trauma. That is trauma acting out in the body. And
Charlene, we were talking about that the other day at dinner. We had dinner Wednesday night, and you were talking about, still to this day, the trauma. You find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, this is a reaction.
Yes,
to all
this
the
is,
trauma.
well, that trauma and that not being wanted, and yes. So then, all right, so then I was reunited with my mother at 8, right before my 8th birthday. And she tried, God bless her, she tried really hard. And we had a little 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood. Anyway, she was reinstitutionalized when I was 15. I was going to Hollywood High School. So I did not want to go back into this system, and they were so overloaded, it was very easy for me to slip out. But nobody noticed, nobody cared. So we had a friend, I slept on her couch. Then my boyfriend at high school, his family took me in for a little bit. Then I went and had to get my own apartment, and I was working at
Hannah. You have
yeah,
to stay on your
exactly
own.
like Hannah.
Yeah.
At a t-shirt shop, I was making minimum wage, $1.70 an hour, going to school, Hollywood High School, and I had my own apartment on Hollywood Boulevard, and that's where I lived when I got the part on Dallas, and I was 17 years old. I had no idea what I had dreams. And I knew God had his hand on me. I knew it. I know it to this day. But let me tell you something. No one at 17 years old, 15, 16, 17, should be going through those kind of things with no support. I had no support, none. Nobody knew how to help me navigate through success or through finding my dreams.
It's for both. It's for for success and also failure. You need someone guiding you.
You need guidance for it all. But here's the thing I do want to say, as I was telling you, I'm 66 now, and I am just realizing I kind of live like my underlying personality is
on guard.
It's on guard. It's on what's going to happen next. The other shoe's going to drop. What's happening next? My mom's going to go crazy. I'm not wanted. I mean, people think I was successful and I have family and things like that. That's great, but you know what is inside? Not good enough, not wanted. And I'm like, okay, come on, get over yourself, Charlene. You're 66 years old. Okay, enough. But it's something you have to work on. And those things, that's why what you do is so important. If you are able to open your home, your finances, anything, to these children from 10 years old on up, they need you. I mean, I look at Hannah. I wonder the difference if I would have had somebody helping me navigate those early years of success. Thank God I had a wonderful Dallas family. That those cast members, Larry Hagman and all of those people did take me under their wings. They did not know my whole story, though. They didn't know until years later.
Yeah, it's like Rosie. A lot of people don't want to talk about the past.
No.
So that's what we're talking about, the whole mental health. A lot of the money is, not a lot, but money's now going to this new mental health program that you got to believe has started, which is so important because if you don't get the treatment, it stays with you. The trauma stays with you. We're going to talk about the amazing song?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so Charlene told us this great story that when her mom was unfortunately institutionalized, she had basically a weekend pass. And what did you do on that weekend with your mom?
Well, my mom got to take me for one day, and we went to see The Sound of Music. And I was 5, and there's Maria von Trapp making dresses from the curtains and singing, and I went, oh, God, that's home. Look at that family. They're beautiful. Their house is clean. Their mother's not a hoarder. And I was like, oh, it was heaven to me. I just, everything was magical on that screen.
I can see it in you that you still have that sense of memory. Well,
yeah. And so, Seth,
yes, honey.
Because of that story, our first year in 2015, we had Megan Hilty. So here's a little bit, Charlene.
Megan Hilty. Julie.
And then another song in 2017.
I love Megan Hilty.
Yes.
I just saw her.
Death Becomes
Her.
Yes, I just saw her.
Charlene was like, if I could have seen that show every day, you would.
I would, yes.
And it's opening in this Thursday. And then in 2017 on this stage, a little snippet right here of Sierra Boggess, who sang another song.
Confidence that spring will come again. Besides what you see, I have confidence in me.
I love the high F.
So, Seth, we figured that today
we're going to go to the actual, the title song.
There we go.
And we thought to connect from former foster youth to another foster youth to sing this beautiful song. Please welcome back to the stage, Anika Gibson.
Oh, my goodness.
Charlene, this is for you.
I'm going to cry.
My day in the hills has come to an end. I know a star has come out to tell me it's time to go. But deep in the dark green shadows are voices that urge me to stay. So I pause and I wait and I listen for one more sound, for one more lovely thing that the hills might say. The with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. The hills fill my heart with the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. My heart wants to beat like the wings of the birds that rise from the lake to the trees. My heart wants to sigh like the chime that flies from a church on a breeze, to laugh like the brook as it trips and falls over stones in its way, to sing through the night like a lark who is learning to pray. I go to the hills when my heart is lonely. I know I will hear what I've heard before. My heart will be blessed with the sound of music, and I'll sing once
Anika Gibson for Charlene Tilton.
Oh, what a gift you are. What a gift. What a gift. And I love, one of my favorite scriptures is from Psalm 121 that says, I look to the hills from where cometh my help. And I love that scripture. Thank you. You are beautiful. What a gift you are. Thank you, everybody.
Charlene and Anika, brava! Oh, you guys, that was so wonderful. Hear me out.
You are beautiful. Thank you all.
Look how gracious she is.
Love you all.
Watch Dallas in Portuguese.
Okay, Seth. I need you.
Sure.
Okay.
So, I have to I'm bringing on Kim, right?
And family.
Okay, so hold on. Do I bring them on first?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead, read
Okay,
it.
so
Just
wait,
read the card.
Kimmy, wait, I can't tell why am I reading this first and then introducing them, or I'm bringing?
Just read it, and it'll all be natural.
Okay, poor James is losing his voice.
Yeah, I'm starting to like like Seth is looking at these for the first time. Go ahead, Seth.
Okay, so Kimmy Seligmiller is one of YGB's credible messengers. That's the whole thing about credible messengers, meaning like they understand because they've been through it. After growing up in foster care and being told that she would never be adopted, which happens all the time to foster youth, Virginia Calcaterra, you'll never be adopted. Anyway, Kim dedicated her life to working with other youth and helping them find forever families. She was placed in what was intended to be respite, which is just temporary emergency care, and ended up with a deep connection with her now parents. Kimmy is now big sister to 2-year-old Clyde and loving daughter of the incredible parents. Please welcome to the stage Kimmy, Joanna, and Vinny. Oh wow, what a great ending. Hi guys. Hi. Okay, so who's who?
I'm Kimmy, obviously.
You're Kimmy.
Joanna.
Vinny. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, so here we go. Kimmy, oh wow, you were the first Willie Garson advocate, which is the special role funded by the wonderful people at Warner Brothers Discovery and Willie Garson's friends and families throughout the world. So, for the parents, okay, what is my actual, so first of all, who are the actual parents? Everybody looks 20. Yes. Everybody looks 20. I don't know who the parents are.
Yeah, so that's for Kimmy, that question.
Okay, well, where's the actual question? It's the same thing I just said.
Oh, so go ahead and, you know what?
Hold on one second.
I'm going to risk that I'm not going to.
Yeah, James, just risk full vocal. Do you ever see The Simpsons when the mother loses her voice? She goes, at the risk of losing my voice, let me just say, you've ruined Thanksgiving. Anyway, do you remember that?
You do work for You Gotta Believe,
Marge
right?
Bouvier's mother?
Kimmy, take the mic here.
Yes.
Okay. Tell everyone what you do for You Gotta Believe.
Well, I'm Kimmy. I'm a youth advocate, so that means like Seth said, I'm a former foster youth. So I spend my days just spreading my personal story with youth so that they know that people care, people love them, and people want to help. It's not easy, but unconditional commitment, like anything is possible.
So Seth was talking about credible messenger. What does that mean to you, that phrase?
Credible messenger to me means, no shade that I know what I'm talking about. I've not only lived through, I have survived the foster care system. I've spent 19 years in that system, spent a lot of time feeling overlooked and often labeled as a problem child. So, and now I feel like I've experienced both sides. I've experienced the downside of foster care, but then I've also experienced feeling love, like overpowered and overshowered with love. So that makes me a credible messenger because it's possible. You just gotta believe. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, because I know a lot of former foster youth, they'll say, you know, I know. But a lot of former foster youth don't want to be adopted. What do you say when these former foster youth are like, I don't want a family, peace out, I just want my money, and I get to age out?
I would say 9 times out of 10, that's not necessarily the case. They just have been hurt and been told the same thing. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be your mom. I'm going to be your parents. And they're tired of the same hurt. So no one wants to keep opening their hearts to be let down. So that's really what it is. They need someone to believe in them and believe that they're worth it, because right now they probably don't feel they are worth the love and worth the family. But we at YGB know that family is not it's not a privilege, it's a right. Like, you should have family.
It's like what Charlene was saying about the guard being up.
Yeah, you have the guard up. So that's why the foster kids are saying, I don't want to be adopted. It's really they don't want to be hurt again.
Yes.
Parents, what do you have to say here?
You know, I mean, Kimmy is an incredible, incredible being, and we're so lucky to have her in our lives. I think that you don't really know what it's going to be like. We're bio parents and we're foster parents. Foster parents first. And Kim taught us what it was like to be parents and what it was like to give unconditional love, and how much it changes your life, you know, and how it has ripple effects. Look at how incredible Kimmy is, what she does for the world. And I think underneath any child who's been through this, right, if you can meet them with unconditional love, then you get to see who they really are underneath the pain. And we got to see that Kim is really, I mean, she's one of the most incredible people we've ever met, and we're just so lucky to have that.
So what would you say if someone's watching on the live stream, or someone here, like last year with the Copes, and they're on the fence? What would you, they're like, I want to, but I'm scared. Yeah. What would you say to them?
Should I start it?
I mean, I would certainly encourage them, if anyone is open or interested in becoming a foster parent, please, by all means, do your research, find out more.
How do they do research? What, you go to YGB?
Go to yougotabelieve.org.
And donate while you're there. Keep going.
Register for a MAPS course. You know, we heard the statistic earlier. There was 10,000 foster kids in the system. Hopefully that number's gone down. But I think there's only about 1,500 adults who are certified to be foster parents in the city. So the demand, the need is immense. And once you take on the challenge, it just opens a world of a depth of love and experience that you would never thought possible. So absolutely worth it.
Yeah, Kimmy.
He's a credible messenger too.
I just wanted to say, not foster parents. Foster care is temporary. We want unconditional commitment. We want adoption. I just wanted to make that correct. That's all.
Adoption or moral adoption, which is the same thing. Full
Same
lifetime
thing.
commitment.
Same thing.
Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it, and spreading the message. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who looks so young.
Yes, that's right.
They're all foster youth.
I love it. Kimmy's got her fans. So, Seth, we're going to roll a video here to set up our next guest.
Okay.
So I'm checking in at the adult check-in table, and I'm trembling. I'm alone.
That's Willie Garson.
And there's another table for kids to check in. And they're all standing there with their social workers, and they've been to tons of these before. And they know that not enough kids get picked. And they're all like looking down and glum and sad, except for one kid. Now, I've been awfully blessed in my life in ways that I never could have imagined. But that call, no contest. Nathan moved in 4 months later, both of us needing and wanting something that we dreamed of forever.
It's very sweet.
Please welcome Nathan Garson.
Nathan!
He's here. There he is. Oh, he's in the house. Oh, they weren't expecting.
Oh, yeah. I said
right,
we're going to get him
Nathan,
from that.
come on up. Where are you?
Wait, is that you, Nathan? Yeah, just come
Nathan's
up. Don't be shy.
All right, someone help Nathan, for goodness sakes.
I told Nathan, I'm like, someone will come get you from the audience
I know,
way before and
and
bring
we
you backstage.
lied.
Completely forgot to follow through
lied.
on that promise. Sorry,
Wow,
Nathan.
We'll never trust you again.
I know, sorry. Off my back, I was playing piano. By the way, I'll take this moment to introduce my amazing band. Everybody say their name. Someone say everybody's name wrong. What's your name, Barb?
Barbara Merjan.
Hi, Barbara. What's your name, dear?
Francesca Castro.
Yes, with the female players. What's your name, dear?
Mark Schmid.
Hi, Mark. So my amazing band. Thank you. Brava. Hi, Nathan.
And there's Nathan Garson. Nathan.
Hello,
How you
everybody.
Doing,
How are you
Nathan?
guys?
Come center stage. So your dad was here in 2017 at that lectern. Yeah, let's sit down and chat. And I don't know if it was in the clip, but a lot of the speech was about this fair. Yeah. Like, do you remember that as a kid?
Yes, actually, I do. Actually, it was a little bit of a while ago, but if I remember correctly, he walked up to me. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I was just running back.
Again, I promised and didn't follow through.
So I remember this guy, this bald guy, just walking up to me. And he goes, hey, you're just like painting. I was painting a piggy bank at the time. I only had red and blue. He's like, you know, if you mix those two colors, it actually makes purple. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what? As soon as he walked away, he kind of just watched me from afar. And I mixed the colors, and then I was like telling everybody, I'm like, hey guys, if you mix red and blue, it makes purple. And yeah, I mean, he told me he had seen me balancing on like a parking lot like little thing. And that was basically when he knew that he wanted to adopt me.
Did you have that same feeling about him, like a connection, or did it take a little while?
No. No.
That's good to know.
I was
That's
like, who is
interesting.
this guy? Like,
Did you not watch Sex and the City at the age of 8? You weren't watching him on it?
No, not at the time. No, I can't say I was. But as I got to know him, I was like, oh, I'm starting to like this guy a little bit more and more. And I remember just kind of going on play dates and stuff with this guy. And, you know, he was just really kind and a sweetheart. And I remember my social worker asking me if I would like to be adopted by this guy. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, why not? But it was the best thing that ever happened to me, for sure.
Nathan, how old were you?
I was 7.5.
At 7.5, what did you know or think that you needed from a parent?
I would say, I have no idea.
I mean,
I
like
would say
someone
I
to have,
needed
like,
a lot.
what's
I
that?
mean,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would say I needed a lot, obviously. So I had gone into the foster care system at the age of 3. I'd been through a lot. I'd been through 7 different homes in the span of 4 years. And I felt, you know, unwanted. I felt, like someone said earlier, like a damaged can, basically. And
Like, what happens when they say, like, what, you have to go to a new family now? Like, what do they say to you? Like, just time to move?
Yeah, they basically would give me a trash bag, be like, hey, put everything that you want to take with you, and we're going to move you to a new home because these people don't want you anymore. And so from 3 to 7, I moved around in a trash bag. That was what my stuff went into.
And then what was the difference once you went with Willie? I would assume at first you're like, when is he going to sort of say, take a trash bag? When did you finally go, oh, wait, I'm with him permanently, and how did that feel?
Yeah, it was, I basically was just like put into like a new home. I was like, okay, this doesn't feel very different. But he's like, yeah, so everything you see in this room is all yours. It's not anybody else's, it's all yours. And it was a very, you know, happy moment for me, but it took me a while to actually fully understand that.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It takes a long time to adjust to that. And did you call him Dad? What did you call him?
It took me like 3 years. I called him Willie. It took me about 3 years before I finally started calling him Dad.
And so you weren't here when your dad was here in 2017, because I feel like he said that you were
Yeah, no,
studying
I
or
was
something.
somewhere
You were in
away.
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But when we did Stars in the House in May of 2020, that's our live stream, you and your dad, I think, were in New Orleans or something, and you made an appearance for You Gotta Believe.
Oh, wow.
And, oh, there we go. Look at that. And that's when we first met Nathan, was on Stars in the House. So when your dad was here, he had talked about a song that was meaningful to him and how it relates to you. So, Seth, I feel like maybe for this, because Nathan said he was totally fine being up here, so I think we're gonna roll the tape, and then our guest, who by the way was here in 2017 singing the song, is gonna be here tonight singing the same song, but instead of for Willie, well, I think he'll be singing it for Willie and also Nathan here in person. So if you stay here, I think we're gonna roll tape.
The Tree is a song that has always meant a lot to me, so I would sing it to Nathan all the time. It's simply about hope and miracles, about what you want to happen, and as innocent children, absolutely deserve to happen. We both got what we deserved and hoped for. We got each other. And in the unbelievably wise and glorious words of Nathan Garson, he said to me, my birth mother, foster parents, social workers, people you meet, they all tell kids, I love you, but you actually do it. I'm really thankful for him every day. And now you can be very thankful that the incredibly talented Eliseo Román is here to sing The Tree from the Me Nobody Knows instead of me. I promise. I've been a huge fan of his since In the Heights, and this is a real thrill. And Nathan is at home in California, safe, warm, loved, nurtured, and studying honors pre-calculus. Please join me in welcoming the incredible Eliseo Román.
Hi, Eliseo. Same key we did it in 5 years ago?
Yes, can you believe it's been 5 years?
All right, Piragua.
This man I know has an apple tree he's hoping will grow. Day after day he waits, and what does he see? Not one apple on the tree. This man I know works all winter, but the tree will not grow till late in spring, with still no fruit to be found. He goes out to cut it down. Lo and behold, like a miracle swept in from the sea. Lo and behold, there's a fog so thick the man can't see to cut the tree. Oh, next morning he, all excited, he comes running to me, right there for all to see, way up on a bough, small and weak, but hanging on somehow, is a baby apple now.
Thank you, Eliseo Román. Not beautiful. Thank you, Willie, for that song suggestion. Thank you, Nathan, for being here. Nathan, I'll come get you after the show. I'll forget again. Our next guest, David Ambroz, is his book is so great, is an award-winning child welfare advocate and a best-selling author. Do we have the book up there? It's such great. Yes, he's been nominated for an Emmy. He's got it going on. David grew up homeless and spent part of his childhood in foster care and is here to share more with us. Please welcome David Ambroz. David, come on out. Hi, David.
Hello.
David's book is fantastic. I'm actually listening to the audiobook.
Oh.
You're doing your own talking, right?
I'm doing my own talking.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, everybody. I'm here for my Broadway debut. I'm so excited. I've never felt more gay. So I grew up in New York City. I was born here, and I was born into homelessness. My family lived underneath and around Grand Central and the Port Authority, more often around Grand Central. And if somebody here remembers New York City in the 80s, it was not the paradise that it has become. It was scary. It was a scary place. In the mornings, my brother, sister, and I, all of us a year apart, would beg on the platform at Grand Central. I was in charge of Metro North because that's where all the rich people went. So I would stand there and I would beg in the mornings. I was about 4. Time is very weird when you're homeless. And so I would beg, and I remember one morning, it is burnt into my memory. The crowd about 4 feet in front of me parted and then came back together behind me. Not a single person looked at me. And the message was absolutely and crystal clear. The world did not care. The world did not care if I lived or died. It was that apathy that was my most important teacher other than my mother. Flash forward years later, I went into foster care. And my social worker found me on Facebook, and she told me I was the first kid in her entire career, and never again, that was excited to go into foster care.
Wow.
I was 11, and she said I did this. Do you guys remember Arsenio Hall?
Yes, totally.
You're old. So she said I did that, and I was like, okay. I was excited. She drove me into my first placement, and I was separated from my brother and sister. And as we passed through the first row of barbed wire, she pulled over and she told me, "You do not belong here. I will get you out." And she started to cry. And I was just so excited to be the heck out of that situation I was in. And then I went into my first delinquency facility, which was a place for young adult offenders. I was 11, and the next youngest person was around 16 and 17 years old, and it went up to 24. At that time, in places like New York and Massachusetts and other states, roughly 38, kids that were queer were segregated, and they were considered dangerous to other kids quite often. So we were separated into a different system and shunted. I went through multiple placements, many, many, many placements, but at one particular moment in my life, I happened to be volunteering at the YMCA. Love the Ys. And I was there, and this woman saw the abuse, and also just the child that was in front of her, deeply traumatized. And she raised her hand. She was a worker at the YMCA in the daycare center. Her husband painted houses. And what I like to think about is that American spirit that's here on the stage and musicals that I love. So gay. Still gay. They tried to make me less gay in foster care. Still gay. She was that embodiment. She raised her hand. Her name is Holly. And Holly said, "I will help this kid." A woman who could barely afford her rent got a lawyer. And for 2 years fought to get me out of delinquency and dependency into her custody. It's people like her. She didn't end up adopting me because I was so resistant to it, because I was so scared of being in another place that I would not be able to escape from. But she was that person for me that became my permanent home, her husband, her 2 daughters. And I'm so lucky to have had them in my life. That's a little bit of the story I share in that book that was mentioned. And thank you for that gorgeous intro. That is also my Tinder profile. It's a little more descriptive on there, so check it out.
Swipe right. So guys, get the audiobook. It's so good. But I mean, it's just the stories, and probably a lot of the YGB kids, seriously, this is a horrible story, but some foster parents will take in kids or even adopt, and then when the kid says that they're gay or queer, they will literally end the adoption. I mean, and then they have to go back to the system. So I'm glad that you spoke about that. And for our 11 o'clock number, we have an 11 o'clock number and then a big finale. James is going to see if he has reconciled his voice. James, what do you think? Are you going to be able to sing? We're going to see what happens. David Katz, you're bringing out. When did you become the assistant? Hi, David Katz. All right, Jimmy, you're going to be
Yes,
okay?
David planted there, as Seth would say.
Okay, planted, David. The song is for you. James picked it.
Well, you know, really, this song, I feel like I learned about David's story, and I thought about Charlene's story and Rosie's story and so many of our stories and where we are as a country and a world. And this is literally, I've only sung it, it's only going to be my second time to sing it. But I think it's all going to work. I think all the energy here is going to make it happen. And let's just do it, Seth. Out of the ruins and rubble, out of the smoke, out of our night of struggle, can we see a ray of hope? One pale thin ray reaching for the day. We can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but we can build a city of man. We may not reach the ending, but we can start slowly but truly mending, brick by brick, heart by heart. Now, maybe now, we start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but we can build a city of man. When your trust is all but shattered, when your faith is all but killed, you can give up bitter and battered, or you can slowly start to build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but finally a city of man. A city of man.
That's beautiful, honey. Just enough voice to sound amazing. Thanks, honey. Thank you, David.
Seth, that's the end of the show.
Okay, this is the end of the show, so we got to do our thank yous, and then we have our big finale. Okay, so our thank yous are Gretchen Beidel and Margie Verdon, Lisa Goldberg and our fabulous press team, all the YGB families and staff, Nathan Garson, of course, David Katz, who did so much work today, and their whole production team, Type Social. Oh, wow, Type Social, our events team. The Town Hall, who is always so great to us. And, of course, my amazing live band. Yes. Hey, Queens. Support live music.
That's right.
It's not too late to donate. And this
That's right.
live stream is going to stay online, I'm hoping. So you go to yougottobelieve.org, and we're going to have a big finale, right? And but let me bring on my backup singers. Backup singers, I never thanked them. My backup singers, come on out. Woo! Everyone come out and say hi. The backup singers, come to the front for a second. Christian, Louise, Regina, Samantha. Where the hell is Morgan? Hi, Morgan. Okay, so for our final song, by the way.
And I'm not going to be singing.
Okay, good. So I wasn't
that
sure
was
if you were
my
going to do it.
swan here.
That's all he's got.
There you go.
So for our final song, let me bring in not only the original star of Rent, but also the show that my friend Jack and I wrote. Please welcome the incredible Adam Pascal. Come on, Adam, we love you.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
Hi,
kids. Hi, Seth. Hi, everyone.
This is the song we always do at the end. It winds up being a big sing-along. It's one of those things where you have to ignore every single lyric until the final verse. Because before that, it's just basically people in the 60s and psychedelics. So just ignore everything until the final verse, but it's such a great melody. All right, band, you ready?
Are we all looking at lyrics? Oh, no, there's no lyrics. Okay, I think I know these. Okay.
I think, Adam, you grew up watching the movie.
That's
Here we
true.
go. And by the way, the lyrics don't make any sense. Just make something up. Ready?
Will do.
And...
We starve, look at one another, short of breath, walking proudly in our winter coats, wearing smells from laboratories, facing the dying nation, a moving frame of fantasy, listening for the new told lies, with supreme visions of lonely somewhere inside something there is a rush of greatness of those who stand in front of our lives, our fashion, our future on films in space. Silent tells me secretly England, across the Atlantic Sea. And I'm a genius, and I believe that God, believes in Claude. That's me,
Here we go, ladies. YGB. Thanks, everyone. Don't forget to donate. YouGottaBelieve.org. We'll be back next year. Thanks, everybody. Eliseo and Charlene and Tanika, all my backup people. Thank you, my live band. Bye, everybody. Peace to the house. Oh, awkwardly clear. Here we go. Are we done? I guess let's just walk off singing.
Walk off
5,
music.
6, let go.
Let the sun shine.
Sing it.
Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in.
Yes Live Band, and the Yes Belcher in the back. Bye, everybody.